Hello friends, welcome to helpingtesters.com. So here comes the hot topic in software testing, that is Selenium. So Jmeter also knows that Selenium is very important. So it has provided two ways by which you can run your Selenium scripts. So what I mean by run by Selenium scripts, that we have the functional, that is API of Selenium scripts. So we can apply just load on the Selenium scripts and we can fetch the data. Okay, so let's see how we can run a Selenium script first through Eclipse. So let me open my Eclipse. So this is the popular way by which we use. So the one is through the coding part and one is through the plugin. I don't recommend plugin, but people use, like for small features they use, but I don't recommend plugin. And let me download two files. One is Selenium jar file. Download Selenium. I will download the Selenium 3.6.0, cut this and place it under the location, that is desktop, Jmeter videos. I will make a new folder here. Jmeter with Selenium. Okay. I will paste this jar file here. Also we need Chrome driver. Chrome driver exe. Okay, so this is the latest one. Let us download this. We will be needing this Windows 32. It will work for 62 as well. Okay, let me cut this and paste it at the same location so that I can share with you and you can also have access to it. I will extract this, right, and I will paste it here. I don't need these two. Let me make a new Java project. I will name this as Selenium project. Also, if we want to run our Selenium script on Jmeter, then we have to work with JUnit. So let me add a new package and I will name this as smoke test, and I will include my Selenium library. Java build path, I will configure build path and go to libraries. I will add external jar and I will give the location of Selenium jar file. Right, I will apply and apply on close. Okay, so under this let me create my first class and I will name this as first test, and let me write some Selenium test cases. So I will have WebDriver. I will name it as driver. I'm expecting that you already know Selenium basic scripting. So I will initialize the driver object. I will use the annotation before and I will use public void before test. If I do mouse hover, so create annotation. So let's do one thing. Let's download the jar file for JUnit. JUnit for jar. So let's download this, the latest jar file. We need to click on this. Okay, so let me extract this and save to my location where I have all the jar files. So let me extract this this JUnit, okay, and I will import under my build path. Build path, configure build path, and I will add this jar file here. And I will apply and close. Now if you do mouse over, you will find this JUnit option. So if Eclipse, this is the by way, if you didn't find an Eclipse here, Marketplace, you can also download its jar file. So here, this is our first before test. So what we want to do, first we will print here .println. So what we will print here, we will print here before test. Okay, now we will be running a test case on Chrome driver, so we have to give the path of our Chrome driver exe. So I will write system dot set property, this one, and the key is for Chrome is web driver dot Chrome dot driver. When you need to work with Chrome, you need to give this and the path where this Chrome driver is. So this is the path. Okay, make sure that we don't have underscore spaces in between. When we are using the path, I always avoid the spaces because you don't know when it start giving an issue. So copy this path and paste it here. Let me just minimize these, and the name, that is Chrome driver exe, Chrome driver dot exe. So we have set the path of our Chrome executable file, and I will give that driver is equals to new Chrome driver. Right, so now my Chrome driver browser will be launched. Import Chrome. Why it is giving an error? Selenium, Chrome, all have started giving an error. It happens. Let me clean my project. Import this. Let me check my Java build path. Okay, so it is giving us error because we have imported before and now we have changed this location. Right, so we need to delete and again re-import both of these because we change the spaces, right? So both of them again, and apply and close, and this would be resolved. So I have a before test which will be executed before the test, and it will launch the Chrome browser, and I will define an after, and what it will do, public void, and I will give the name as after test. And what I'm doing here, I will just print something. I will just print that it is after test. Okay, and I will import this annotation. So my first test, so I will give the test annotation here, and I will write public void my test. I will give a test1, and what I need to do, I want to open in browser my script, that is Selenium jar. I will just open this website, the Selenium website, and after opening this, what I need to do, I will close my driver, that is it will close my browser also. Driver dot close, it should be this only. Okay, So I will include an annotation. So I will make another test and I will be doing the same activities, just I will give a different test name. Let me run this script, okay, and see if it's working fine. If I run this, so you can see the Chrome driver started, my browser, Chrome browser is launched. It will navigate to website Selenium org, it will close, then again the next test case will be executed. It will again visit the Selenium website and it will again close it. Okay, so that is running perfectly fine in Eclipse. Now we will be running through Jmeter and would be applying load. So what we will do, we will first export it as a jar file so that it can be used in a Jmeter. So we know that Jmeter is built of Java and we can add added functionality through this jar files. I will just save this jar file in this location only and I will give this name as my Selenium script, or just name it as Selenium script. And click on finish. So here you will see this Selenium script is generated. So we need to copy this and go to our Jmeter, and we need to go to extras. Since this is the test ng, so we need to, oh sorry, this is JUnit, so we need to save this file under the JUnit. So you can paste it here, that is Selenium script. Now the changes to be reflected, you need to restart your Jmeter. So go here, restart your Jmeter. Now the first what we'll be doing is we will be running our first test case. So let me add a thread group. Inside a thread group I will use a sampler that is JUnit request, this one. So now if you see here under this test run, it is not showing anything, though you added something in JUnit folder there, but it is not showing because you need to first check on this that you need to use JUnit for annotation. Once you click in this, you will see a drop down here. See, a drop down here is coming, and what it should show this, what I mean is it should show this smoke test. The issue I think is that you should have a test name in your jar file. I will add test here. First close my Jmeter. Okay, and now let's see. Because this happens in Selenium also, that until you mention the test in your name, it won't be recognized as a test case. Jmeter videos. Okay, and if I now JUnit request, I see, oh no, it's still not showing. Yes, this was correct, you should have test here, but the reason is a silly mistake. We didn't add our Selenium here. We didn't add, Jmeter does not know where the Selenium jar is, so we need to add this Selenium jar file here also. So that was the reason. So let me just copy this jar files, Selenium standalone and JUnit, and paste it under my extras, not extras, library, and paste it here. Let me open this. Okay, so you find here now this smoke test one, the same here. So we can specify this here, that is our request one, JUnit request one, and let me add a listener view result tree. Let me save this and run this. The same test case would be executed which was executed from here. Let's see, run this. See, the browser opens and it will navigate to Selenium website, close it, and then again test case would run. So here it should open 2 times, but I think it opens once only. The reason is that when we specify the class name, we can also specify the test. So currently our script has 2 tests, test 1 and test 2, which is it is leading. So if I want to execute the second test, so I can select second test here and let us execute now. Now both the tests would be executed. So Chrome browser is opening 2 times and it is closing. So this is how you can run your Selenium scripts. Also you can apply a load here. Let's say I want to work with 2 thread groups. So now I have provided the load of 2 virtual users and you can see the Chrome browser now opening 4 times. The first time, the second time, okay, and third and fourth. Okay, so this is how we can work with our Selenium scripts. Now we have seen that we are again opening Chrome browser again and again. When we apply a huge load, let's say of 100, so it would be taking a lot of memory when for opening and closing of the Chrome. So what we can do, we can run our scripts using the HTML unit driver. So what I can do, I will make a second test here. I will name this as second test. And what I will be doing here is that instead of Chrome browser, I will be using HTML unit driver. So it is a headless browser. It does not open any browser. So it is executed virtually. So when we are working with Jmeter, we mostly use HTML unit driver to save our memory. So I will write new HTML unit driver. Okay, this one. Okay, and let me save this. And if I run this test case, so you can see that no browser would be open, but still the test case would be executed because they are executed on headless browser. Okay, so let me export this as a jar file and I will name this as Selenium script second and finish this. Okay, there are warnings, no issue. And what I will do, I will copy this Selenium script 2 and I will paste it under my Jmeter library and in JUnit. I will just correct the name as test2. Okay, and I will restart my Jmeter as well. Okay, I will open a test case. Okay, and now If you go here, you can see, if you open a drop down, you will be find a small test second here. Similarly, you can select test 1 and test 2, and now you can see your test scripts would be executed virtually. Let me save this and run it. So you can see now no Chrome browser would be open and they are executed virtually, and you see the execution is so fast because no browser is opening, right? So if I select first test case here, that is through Chrome, and if I run this, so you can see the first this script would be taking a time to execute as it is opening the browsers. So it's taking time, it will navigate, and you can see as soon as the one was completed, two was completed because it was executed on headless browser. So this is how you should work with Selenium script. Jmeter also provide a plugin by which you can execute your Selenium scripts. So if you go here and you write Jmeter Selenium plugin, so this is the plugin. So you can download this plugin, or with the help of plugin manager also you can download it. Available plugins, goes to available plugin, and here you will find a Selenium driver support. This is the same plugin here, this one. Okay, so apply changes and restart Jmeter. Or you can download the plugin yourself and you can just save it as its library in external plugin. You can save the jar file and restart your Jmeter. So you will be finding this plugin installed to your Jmeter. Okay, so I have this Jmeter plugin installed using the plugin manager. Let me just connect the remote and zoom it. If I make a thread here and if I right click and add on samplers, okay, no, config element, you will find these options which were not before, that is Chrome driver config, Firefox, HTML unit. So these are used for browsers, for the browsers, Selenium browsers. So let's say we want to work on Chrome browser. So here we need to specify the path of your exe. So we have already downloaded this exe file before when we were working with Selenium scripts. So this is our exe. Let's copy the path and paste it here and write chrome driver.exe. Okay, and the script we want to execute. So here we can have a sampler, that is web driver sampler. Here we can write our sampler code. So we will be using JavaScript for writing a code. So I'm not typing here, I have already prepared a code. I'm just explain this and we will be using it. So this is our first code. If I go to plugin description, just read it. If you are using this Jmeter plugin for Selenium, just read it. It has told what are these parameters, like what is this WDS. You can see WDS is the provided by name field. It acts as a driver. You will find a sample request to start and end the time. So you will find the shortcut what it is. But in rough terms, this WDS act as a driver, a Selenium driver. So we need to first start this script. Browser, as we do in Selenium, we will be visiting this URL and we will be verifying. We will get its title and we verify if the title is this or not. If the fetch title is not equal to this one, then the test case would fail and it will give the error that the title should be this, and we will end our test case. So just use this under Jmeter here and paste it. And let me add a view result tree. I will save this as plugin script. Okay, and let me run this. So you will see Chrome browser opening and visiting to Jmeter website. It will fetch the title and then it will compare it. And the test case is passed. The reason is because the title was matching this one. Now if I say I just update or the title so that the test case fails now. Okay, and let me run this now. And if you go to view result tree, the test case fails. The reason is because the header does not match, because it has given a response that expected title should be this. But what I have done, I have added a 1 here so that the test case should fail. So this is one. Let me add another WebDriver object test case. So in this, what we are trying to achieve is we will be visiting google.com and we on the search tab with ID this. If I go to Google, if I inspect this element, so we'll find the ID of this search box is this. Okay, so what we are saying that on this element, click it, first click it and then enter the key hello. Okay, this is what we are trying to achieve in this. This package is used for finding an element. Okay, so this is how we work with it. You can find or more details in this here. So if you write pkg, so it will give you, it has giving us the sample how you can work with it. So just go with this plugin in detail if you want to work with this. Let me copy this and give it as a second sampler. I will comment the first one and this is sampler 2. Okay, and now clear the old result and run it now. So you can see your browser opens and you will see here hello is being typed. You see the hello is being typed. So this is how you can work with Selenium scripts. You can create your Selenium scripts in Jmeter only using this plugin.